Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video, and this is a pretty interesting one. Doing my studies, during my devotion, we were studying the book of Esther, okay? And and it really caught my eye as I studied, and we were only required to read a few scriptures, but I ended up reading the entire chapter. And we all are familiar with the story of Esther and how she became queen, right? Well, many of us are, but it's always good to read things more than once. And it seems like every time you read, you get a different perspective. So that's exactly what happened. So as I'm reading the book of Esther, and with all that we hear every day on femininity and feminine energy and masculinity and submission, and men want a submissive woman, and women have this debate, do I submit? To who I submit? And men want to lead, right? So as I'm reading, it became so clear how true submission and true nurturance, Esther was able to win what her heart desired and to free her people from death. True submission and true nurturance. Okay, so first let's start. How did Esther become queen? Well, Queen Vashti, who was the queen at the time, through her lack of submission, lost her kingdom, and Esther was appointed. So it happened that Queen Vashti, being so beautiful, Vashti, right? The king said, "Hey, Vashti, dress beautifully because I want to show you off, okay? You know, the people love seeing you. I want to show you off." And she says, "No, I don't want to do that." Okay, something so simple. You're beautiful. Let me show you off. Come to the gates. Put on your crown, right? She said, "No, I don't want to do that." So as this happens, the king is insulted, and he talks to the men around him who know the law. He said, "What can I do about that?" in reference to the law. Now the men say, Queen Vashti has done more than disrespect you, but she has disrespected the people, okay? The princes, and the people. Because now all the women are going to say, well, we don't have to obey our husbands because Queen Vashti doesn't obey the king. We could do what we want, and that's a disgrace to the people. Mind you, it shows you how important it is for men to be respected and to be listened to by the women around them. It was just something so simple that she could have done. So now the king says, well, we have to find someone better. And all the maidens, right, come in, beautiful young virgins come. But out of all of them, the king finds grace in Esther, and he likes Esther, he loves Esther, and he chooses her. And what I find with Esther is that when she was going to be crowned, right? She could have asked whatever she wanted of the chamberlain, but instead she only took whatever he gave her and nothing else. Okay, so she was humble. So it was not only her beauty, but she was humble. She was naturally beautiful and she was humble. Okay, she didn't ask for anything extra. So there's that. So he found grace. So she was kind, she was sweet, she was loving, she was humble. Now, when Esther becomes the queen, okay, she could get anything she wants from the king, right? And as her people are decreed to die, the Jewish people to be murdered, right? It was the decree. Esther comes and she wants to ask the king, right, for a favor. Which is to save his people. She could have asked this from him to stop the decree. And he would have granted it, because when she came over to the king said to her, whatever you want, you can have. When she approached him, whatever you want, you can have. But guess what? Instead of just saying, okay, this is what I want, she extended her nurturing, okay? Her nurturance, right? So she prepared a banquet, okay? Not for one day, but for 2 days. The first day the king asked, and she says, I will tell you later, enjoy. And he's eating and he eats again. And then on the second day, now 48 hours where he's feasting, Then she asked, so she went above and beyond. She had a whole banquet, a whole feast, and she dressed beautifully, and she catered to her man. She catered to him, even though she didn't have to. So that shows her nurturance. She nurtured him before she asked. She showed favor and she earned it. Okay, she didn't have to. She wasn't entitled. She worked for it. Okay, she was of value to the king, even though she didn't have to. Okay, so, and when she come, he gives Esther whatever she desires, right? After she's done all of this, which she didn't have to do. So it shows me that by listening to the king, by being humble, okay, by being submissive, by being nurturing, by going above and beyond, by earning, okay, her place, by being of value, Esther was able to accomplish so much and get everything she wanted from the king, everything, and save all of her people, right? And Queen Vashti lost the kingdom and everything that she had by not wanting to submit, by not being agreeable, by not being pleasant, by being arrogant, right? So it's so simple to earn the love and the desire and to win our men over by listening to them. We listen to our boss every day, right? And people around us, but somehow we have a hard time listening to our men, right? And it's really not that difficult. So I want to leave you with that. I want to leave you with how one queen lost her kingdom because she said no. She didn't want to listen to him, right? By not submitting, and how the other won a kingdom, okay, by being humble, by being kind, by being nurturing, by being submissive, by listening to him. I'm going to leave you with that, a different take on the book of Esther. I hope you guys are doing great. And remember to subscribe, like, and share. And until another video, I see you guys. Bye-bye.